see a light to what's considered my right from my vantage point, which is an actual electrical light, and then you see another light. And the other light is the moon. The other light is actually the moon, supposedly. I say that supposedly because we know that this is a mirror image, essentially, and a reflection is a better way of putting it. When you deal with anything that's being projected back to you, it's being projected back to you as a reflection. So we really don't know, honestly, if that's the moon, or we don't even know if we're on the moon right now and we're looking at where we were a month ago. And I say that because myself and a couple of high-level occultists promised to put together a small ritual that would end with us experiencing life from the perspective of the moon. And today, that ritual is complete. People may argue with it and say, how can you say a thing like that? How do you know we're on the moon? Or that's made up mumbo jumbo. But you got to remember, we're all just considered light. That's what we are. We're all just considered light. And at any time, based upon our feelings and emotions, we can experience life the way they experience it on the moon. There's something called a mood ring or a moon ring, and this ring changes colors based upon your mood or how you feel. And this is the same thing that goes when you perceive light from a full moon. The reason why you perceive light the way you perceive it from a full moon is based upon the way you feel. The reason why you experience certain weather is because it's based upon how a group of people or a collective amount of people feel. This is called collective consciousness. So when you start talking about going to other planets and even weather patterns, you're experiencing collective consciousness. You got to always remember that. So when you talk about weapons, the reason why the Earth and Mother Earth has weapons, and like I was talking about earlier, I can kind of go back into it, that predominantly work with the electrical grid on this Earth, is because of the fact that they want to control the emotions or the grid on this planet to create certain experiences. Whether it's to create an experience from being on another planet, from being on this planet, to experiencing life from the perspective of another planet, or going into the emotions and experiences of collective groups of people and how they feel, and the weather being an exact reflection of that. So what I'm saying is that planetary travel is just as real as the way the weather changes every day. It works the same. You don't necessarily have to get into a spaceship to experience planetary travel. However, there is a method and means to do that, on a different financial level. And I'll go into that in the future. But this is serious. This is nothing to play with. Who knows what this is going to cause after this, because this type of ritual, you start to experiment with everyone's credit. So you never really know where this is going to go. Like, Like the scandals and stuff that's going on in politics, things of that nature is all tied into the magic of this ritual. So it's going to be interesting to see where this thing goes, but I just wanted to show you a little bit of proof on some of the work that I do, because for me, seeing that full moon like that sitting there and that reflected back, supposed full moon reflected back, is letting us know that our consciousness has now shifted, and we're now experiencing life from the perspective of being extraterrestrials, and looking back at our past as being on Earth is looking at that as being a human experience. So we're not looking back at that now. People that's on the advanced level and looking at this thing from an extraterrestrial perspective, being able to manifest money and things of that nature, being able to predict trends based upon the mood and the consciousness and the collective consciousness of the people of where we're at this time. So thank you guys for listening and watching. I'm going to come back up with more. As always, you guys stay vigilant. Have a great day. Namaste.